What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Invest Daily. So excuse me if my face is a little bit flushed. I just came back from a long run and I hopped straight into this video. I gotta get this done because I do this for y'all, right? So what I want to talk about, and something I think is very important, is Metazoo. Will it survive? Will it last, right? So as I mentioned earlier and prior, I am an investor, right? I am an investor slash collector. At first, when I looked into Metazoo, I was not fully bought into Metazoo, right? I was like, oh, another TCG, another trading card game. The art, I was not fully sold on it. I bought me a booster box. I was going to keep it sealed because I looked at the numbers and my investor brain said, right, it's very rare. The rarity, the numbered sets and everything, there is very little amount that was printed through the Kickstarter by Mike Waddell. So part of me said, could this go somewhere? I couldn't help myself and I opened a bunch of booster packs, right? So I have a ton of boxes and booster packs, and the first pack that I opened, I will tell you, I fell in love with the cards. I fell in love with the art. I fell in love with the cards. I got this Pokemon vibe, and I truly just fell in love with Metazoo, right? So my investor part of me took a step back and said, you know what? I really want to collect the cards, and I think that this is a game that will actually go somewhere. A lot of people are worried about Metazoo because they think it's a cash grab, right? And I do not think that. And I'm going to tell you why I think it will survive. So first and foremost, let's go back to like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering days, right? We had a couple very, very successful TCGs. And a lot of them were successful because they were tied to intellectual property. You have Pokemon tied from everything to Nintendo, to video games, to clothing, to production companies, making television shows and everything, right? Pokemon, beautiful art, right, from the get-go. And it really won the hearts of adults and kids alike. So Pokemon succeeded for generations to come and is still top today, right? Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is not really tied to intellectual property. Why is it so successful? That's because the mechanics of the game, people love to actually play Magic the Gathering, right? And when you have a card like a Lotus, which is like a grail in the game, and it has real playability, and it's really hard to get, it holds its value over time. So for decades, these TCGs have thrived, right? They have thrived. So a lot of people ask themselves, is Metazoo a cash grab? Is it going to survive for decades to come? And I believe it will. I believe it will. And I tell a lot of people right now, it's already surviving and thriving today. I mean, not only do you have people like Sports Card Investor, Steve Aoki, Rudy from Alpha Investments back in Metazoo, it has a huge fan base. So a lot of people think that people are not actually into playing Metazoo. That is false, right? There's a lot of people who actually are playing the game and actually enjoy the fourth wall effects, and they're actually enjoying the game of Metazoo. And if you give it a chance and you open the cards, I guarantee you will enjoy it too. It's bringing the Pokemon child back out of me, right? And I really enjoy the Metazoo game. I enjoy everything about it. And what we're looking at right now is not about the playability of the cards, but just proving the success that it's had so far. We're looking at a red ink, right? So a red ink is considered one of the holy grails in the set. This game's been out for about 7+ months. And as you can see, you see cards sitting up here for about $12,800 sales, already graded by PSA, one of the top grading companies in the world. If a card is selling for $12,000, this is not the only one. It's not an anomaly, right? You can see $11,000, $10,000 best offer, $5,000 raw, and so on. Okay, so that's not enough. Let's go ahead and look at the booster boxes, right? So this is a Kickstarter booster box. And the going rate for a Kickstarter booster box is around $7,000 to $9,000. They've reached as high as $15,000, and I wouldn't be shocked if they go up higher in the future. Now, when I look at these numbers, right, that were produced, they're really, really small. There were only 2,500 Kickstarter boxes produced. So if this game is successful at all in the future, these boxes will have to go up in value. And you ask yourself why. These boxes are being broken. People actually want to create Kickstarter sets. And you don't see as many on eBay right now being sold, right? There's not that many up for grabs. So I would say $7,000 is pretty modest, especially if there's only 2,500 ever produced. And we'll get to what Kickstarter is in a minute and how you can find other TCGs And we'll also talk about, do I believe that Metazoo will be the only successful TCG in the future? Because right now there's an abundance of them trying to come out, right? So the next thing we look at are first edition booster boxes. So this is not the Kickstarter box. This box is actually a little bit bigger. It has a box topper in it, and it has 36 booster packs just like the Kickstarter box. This is also a first edition box. It's not Kickstarter. There's not a Kickstarter logo on it, but the boxes are still going for around $1,000. So about $850 to $1,000. And that's right there where you see Metazoo Cryptid Nation first edition booster box. So that's right where these boxes are hovering at. Will they go down? Yes, I think they will go down with some time, and then they will go back up. There were only 25,000 of these boxes produced. And when you think about it, that's really not a lot as well, because that's like a small city, right? And this game is starting to go global, have global reach and impact. Australia, Canada, other countries want Metazoo. So 25,000 boxes, a first of anything, is going to go up in value. Whether it's a Metazoo magazine, you know, this isn't the first, but I'm saying whether it's the first watch, whether it's the first booster box, the first pack, the first edition, people want rarity. And that's what Metazoo has done well, right? That's where the FOMO and the hype is coming in, because you see all these numbered promos, you see all these numbered cards, you see all this rare stuff, and people want a piece of it. Will it go up in the future? Yes, I think it will. So now you have to ask yourself, is this market fair, right? Is it worth buying $1,000 box of Cryptid Nation? I would say yes, right? Because you have second edition. It will be print on demand right around December timeframe, and them boxes should be cheaper. That means if you're out there and you want to actually play the game, you should wait till December to get your hands on some cards that are a little bit cheaper, a second edition print run. But if you're an investor collector, then this is something that you should be putting in an acrylic box such as this, right? Get you an acrylic box, put it in there, stow it away for your collection. It will be more valuable over time. So then we look at Nightfall coming out October 22nd in a few days, right? And a lot of people do not want to pay $300-400 for a Nightfall box. But when you look at supply and demand, and you see that the Cryptid Nation is right around $1,000, so half of that being $500, right? That also means that Metazoo is right on point, because the print run was actually $50,000, so it was twice what Cryptid Nation was, and it's under half the price. So right now, if you can snag a box for about $300, that is not bad, right? That is not bad at all. And a lot of card stores are hurting. They're not actually getting as large of an allocation as they thought they would. A lot of stores are only getting about 2 to 12 boxes. Channel Fireball is getting majority of the boxes. That's what I've read on the Discord. And of course, they're going to be marked up on the secondary market. So it's going to be hard to get your hands on it, right? So $300 right now is not bad, especially we're near Christmas time. You know, so if you want to get your hands on a box, grab a box. If you want to save some money and play the cards, just wait. All right, so now we want to talk about other TCGs. Is Metazoo the only one? Because you have Flesh and Blood, you have Akora, you have Polywog, you have, what is the other one? D-Spirits. Now, a few of them was actually very successful on Kickstarter. You have D-Spirits was very successful. Akora is very successful, and a lot of people don't know about Akora yet coming out, right? Another TCG game. Now, personally, this is just my personal feeling. I'm not actually attracted to any of the other TCGs coming out except for possibly Akora. Now, when I show you this is just going to give you some insight to let you know that Metazoo is not the only TCG. There is some competition, and both of them can exist in the same space. Akora, you can actually find on eBay right now on the secondary market, and prices are also really high. It's a Japanese-inspired TCG game, but it wasn't actually made in Japan. That's what I am tracking. So when you go on Kickstarter, Kickstarter's website is where you can back projects. Somebody, an entrepreneur, can come out with an idea, have a whole plan laid out, get some backers. If they get enough money in a certain time frame, they can actually bring their idea to life. Depending on what you pledge and what the person who's making the project, right, what they want to give out, you can pledge and you can actually get early stuff like merchandise, booster boxes, blister packs, and it may have Kickstarter logos on it, right? And that's what happened with Metazoo. It was backed successfully. So looking at the breakdown, I'll just give you a quick sneak peek at what a Korra actually looks like, right? So this is the Kickstarter page. There was 197,000 pledged towards it, right? So it only had a $20,000 goal, and we have 433 backers. All right. So you can see what the boxes look like. The cards are actually very colorful. They actually look really good. And you can see on the right side, when you pledge, you can get different amount of booster boxes. You can get a full case. You can get structure decks and whatnot. Now, this is what Kickstarter looks like. So if you're looking for other TCGs that's coming out, if you're an investor, if you see something that you actually believe in, and Kickstarter is not just about cards, they have everything, right? They have everything under the sun that a person can make and bring to life can be on Kickstarter. So you can also look at other TCGs. Some of them may have ended. Now, to show you Metazoo, right? So this is where Metazoo first came out by Mike Waddell, 255 backers. We can click on this and we can see all the information from when it was live. So we can go down and see $18,000 was pledged of a $10,000 goal. And you can come down here and see what was given out, how much you could have gave out, right? All the sample cards. You can see everything. How much you could have got back then if you would have pledged some money, right? So $50 or more would have got you a Cryptid Nation booster box. Wouldn't that have been nice? That would have been nice, right? So $275 would have got you Kickstarter exclusives, Metazoo Cryptid Nation booster box, first edition, and some other stuff. All right. So one last thing I want to talk about, right? So just in case you like, some new Metazoo products that came out on the MetazooMarketplace.com. Their new watch, their Cryptid Nation Nightfall watch, just released for $99.99. So under $100, 46 millimeter, only in black. A really nice watch. It's mechanical. It doesn't need any batteries. Stainless steel. It's actually a really nice watch. So for under $100, I already see some for about $180 on eBay. So if you want to get it to wear it, if you want to get it to stash it, if you want to get it to sell it, right now it is available. Also, the chapter 3, so the chapter 3 is coming out soon on the Metazoo Marketplace. So be on the lookout for that, right? So chapter 3 has the Mothman on the front. This is chapter 2. Chapter 3 will be out soon. So get on the Discords. You get all the new and available information on the Discords. Check it out, right? So once again, just a quick reminder, I am doing a giveaway, 2 booster packs. Once I reach 250 subscribers, I am almost there. Thank you for all of the love. I've went up like 80 subscribers in the last week alone. So I only have about 30 more to go. I will be doing that giveaway, and I will be doing more giveaways in the future. I'm even debating a booster box. Might be a Nightfall booster box. More to come on that. So show some love, drop in, comment. I will get back to all of you. Thank you for everything, and I will see y'all again soon, and I'll see you later.